My Hero Wait, is that Freddy Fazbear? Okay, I'm sorry. My Hero Academia, the show that has been on a downward spiral in terms of quality and animation. I'm not gonna talk about everything because that'll take too much time. Also, I'm not gonna talk about the story, characters, content. Maybe here and there. I'm solely gonna talk about the production. But I do love the show. Hell, I fucking cried twice in this latest season. Don't worry, I'm not gonna waste my time bashing a show for 40 minutes straight. Or even worse, one of those shorts like, would you guys take a Kamehameha Rasengan person? Enough bibble babbling. Let's talk about My Hero. From the first 3 seasons of the show being greatly animated, but what happened after season 3? Why did it look off? So, what is the bones of... Fuck's sake. Season 1 to 3 didn't look perfect. Of course, compared to later seasons, the flaws are way more noticeable. That's because the director changed from Kenji Nagasaki, who did season 1 to season 3, to Masahiro Mokai, who did season 4 to season 6. Although Kenji Nagasaki is still the chief director for season 4 to 6, but the main director is different. Again, directors are responsible for how the show looked. You can almost have the same people working on it, but still look different. But animators.
This orange is Janemanosaurus.
Bones still have animators that frequently work with them, like Yutaka Nakamura that is contracted with Studio Bones. Yuki Hayashi, although his output's not much, we'll talk about that later. And Norimitsu Suzuki, who did quite a lot in season 6. Also some other animators who did a lot in the later seasons, like Haruka Ida, Jason Yao, and Shun Shibata, just to name a few. You have other animators that's not working in My Hero anymore, like Koki Fujimoto, who was a key animator for My Hero, especially season 4. Even when it's in some low moments, you got him working on it to make it just look better. And Takafumi Mitani, who left, just to name a few. I feel like the demand for good animated shows nowadays is a lot. Also, some shows just have everyone on board, just the whole industry, like your Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, Onimai, Fate Apocrypha, and yes, for Mob Psycho 2. In season 1, episode 12, you got Hakuyu Go's directorial debut, who went on to create some of the best looking episodes in anime. Hakuyu Go had connections with some talented animators. That's why Nomu vs All Might fight is still the best animated fight in My Hero TV series. Of course, his direction and storyboards work is amazing too. What I'm saying is that if you give animators freedom and creative control, you're gonna have a good looking episode. And that's my other point, the difference between the movie and the TV series. The movie are all directed and storyboarded by Kenji Nagasaki, who directed the first 3 seasons. The movies are a great example that if you give the animators creative control and time, the product will look amazing. The fights are better in the movie because it's non-canon, the animators can do whatever. While the fights in the TV series is probably written better, but you get my point. Backgrounds are better in the movie. I've always not been the biggest fan of the textures for the backgrounds in the TV series, but in the movie is way better. Would you guys believe me if I told you Comics Way Films was credited for backgrounds in the 3rd movie? Well, they did. Of course, it's the art director's job for how the background will look in the final product, and the compositing is great for the movie. Most of the time in the series, the compositing is non-existent at all, at times. Of course, most animators would rather work on the movie rather than the TV series. People are saying that movie 3 looked bad. No, all of My Hero's movies, especially 2 and 3, look spectacular. If you're talking about solely visuals and non-stop actions, the movies are one of the best. Of course, the story is nothing special. Most people watch My Hero movies just for the fun of it. And yes, the 3rd movie did have an effect for season 5. People like Norimitsu Suzuki and Yuki Hayashi didn't really participate in season 5 because in the movie, Suzuki did a long sequence and Hayashi did a sequence and was animation director. Also, it didn't help that season 5 skipped a lot of content for the My Villain Academia arc that manga readers were hyping up about, and the whole reintroduction heroes and villains all the time, and the first couple of minutes usually being recapped. Not the greatest thing. Probably season 5 had the worst schedule than other seasons. An example like Vincent Chansard, he did a sequence for season 5, but it was butchered very badly. Vincent's signature impact frames was removed, his detailed designs wasn't there, and the fluid movements wasn't even there also because of the tight schedule. Vincent's cut had a lot of frames, so it required more time that they didn't have because he probably didn't know that the schedule was tight and he probably just got asked to do the layout for the scene and nothing else. So another animator had to reanimate his scene to make it more simpler. Vincent also said that he didn't want to be credited because he wasn't in control for the final product. It's not his fault or the studio's fault, it's just time wasn't on their side.
This way, and then I go that way. Oh god, oh my god.
The argument that Mob Psycho Season 3 that aired the same time as My Hero Season 6 kind of messed up with My Hero's production, it's not that true. Mob Psycho and My Hero Academia doesn't have the same staff team. Yes, some animators like Yutaka Nakamura and Yuki Hayashi worked on both shows, and Mob Psycho was finished months before the show aired, which is amazing. If it was the same team working on both shows, it would be impossible to make these shows at the same time. Yutaka Nakamura did a minor sequence in Season 6 because he was probably busy storyboarding and key animating for the second OP, and also with Yuki Hayashi, who did a sequence in episode 4 but didn't do anything else because he was animation directing for OP 1, 2 and ED 1 and 2. Also did key animation for both OPs. The OPs and EDs look better because it's a different director and storyboarder. It's polished thanks to the animation directors, and it's only 1 minute and 30 seconds. They can focus all their stuff for just 1 minute and 30 seconds. Same with Season 6, the first 5 to 6 episodes was probably the most polished looking ones, but later the deadline was catching up to them. Of course, there's some high priority episodes in the latter half that they were focused on more. Same with Season 5, you got high priority episodes in that season too. It's not that the schedule was tight from Season 4 and so on. It probably has been from Season 1. Season 1, 2 and 3 all was 1 year apart. You can definitely see in the Hakuyu Go episode compared to his other works, he was limited. A good looking show doesn't mean there's no problems behind the scenes. It's quite common now, most good looking shows has a lot of problems behind the scenes like Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, Oshinoko, and even Bocchi the Rock, just to name a few. Big IPs doesn't mean bigger budget for another season. Those shows look amazing because you have passionate teams behind all this project that they want to work in this project with terrible conditions. Of course, Bones wanted to make My Hero Academia a good looking anime throughout the seasons, but they don't have control for their schedule, but they probably have control in the movie. My Hero is Bones' money-making project. They are limited in My Hero Academia because they know they can still make a lot of money out of this, and the movie 2 makes a lot of that. Bones learned their lesson in Iruka 7 back in 2005. It was their passion project. It looked amazing, but the show wasn't a commercially successful thing and almost made Bones broke. Of course, they had other shows like Full Metal Alchemist and Brotherhood and such as that. They still put their 100% in My Hero, but the time is not really on their side. But My Hero can fund their passion projects like Space Dandy and Mob Psycho. Of course, there are some other Bone shows. Example like Noragami. The show was funded by production companies, but when it's not funded anymore by them, Bones will just not make another season, although the show is very popular at that time. With the author Horikoshi Sensei's health deteriorating, he also has to rush the manga because he wants to finish My Hero, and the recent chapters being only like 7 to 8 pages, it is concerning. He wants to make some characters or the story more in depth, but he doesn't have time because of course Shonen Jump is probably rushing him too. Movie 4 has also been announced. We still don't know if Season 7 will be affected by this, and that's probably it. I'm not gonna say again, I know I didn't talk about all of this stuff, but that'll take a lot of time and I don't want to make a 20-minute video.
Now I would trust him to say mayonnaise.
Mio de noche.
What?
I hope moving forward the seasons will get better. We just hope. Of course, I have my doubts. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like. Comment down below if I missed something, or if you want to add some more information, or just your thoughts on My Hero itself. Oh yeah, by the way, thank you for the support on the Mushoku Tensei video. I should probably talk more about positive stuff about an anime's production. If you have suggestions about what show you want me to break down, leave a comment. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.